held up as an example of peace and discipline and all these things. So they've offended them in that way, and also offended them by saying, we think you're like this. And I think that's what bothered people the most, is they don't want to be misrepresented. So.
And in order to cure this disease, because what happens is that this kind of activities, poor decisions, widen the gap between the people of faith.
Yeah.
And what are things that you plan to do yourself, and what you think we should do, maybe you suggest to government to do?
I think even these poor decisions, like this cartoon that's disrespectful, can be used as a point of dialogue. It can be used as a point of saying, oh, I saw the cartoon, did you see that? And I could, even to say something like, that was really disrespectful, and they're not like that. I think, so just, I don't know how much power I have to change what the news media does, or how the government talks about Muslims, but I know that I can tell everybody I know what I know, and that is that they're not like that, that there's a small majority of people that get a lot of attention. So I hope that it can happen that people who are doing good things, like Fethullah Gulen, that rather than having another TV special about Al-Qaeda or Osama bin Laden, that we could have a TV special about Fethullah Gulen, or about the schools in Turkey, or about Muslims who are doing so many positive things around the world. So, but what I'm doing right now is just telling people what I know and sharing with them, but not in a way like, you should know what's really going on and you should know that they're not like that, but just sharing how blessed I feel to have the opportunity to, have my horizons expanded.
I see. And nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. What do you think about it?
I think that would be wonderful, because I think that would be a really great, to go back with what the other question, a great opportunity to provide some positive exposure to, to him, to teachings of Islam, to more mainstream ideas. And so that would be great for people to say, oh, there's a Muslim person nominated for a Peace Prize. He must have done something peaceful and good. And so I think that would be wonderful, and I think he deserves it. And from what I've learned so far, he's impacted people all over the world, and I know a lot of people think he's important. When I was in Turkey, we were in a room in I guess it was like a press type office, people who are involved in Gulen Movement, and there was pictures of him on the wall with popes and rabbis and famous singers and government officials. So a lot of people have already acknowledged, I think, the part that he plays in advancing world peace. So, and he was so brave to just, I don't know much about his life, but I know from myself wanting things to get better, but feeling discouraged, or what can I do, I don't know. But to be so brave to just keep going for it and going towards it and writing about it, even though people may have told him, you're never going to make a difference, or no one's going to listen to you, he just kept trying and trying. So I think that it would be wonderful if he were nominated for that.
So, what did the word Islam mean to you?
Well, I have the blessing of having a lot of Muslim friends, but none who were Turkish before I met some people involved in this institute. But so I was already impressed with them, with their lives, with their devotion and their tolerance, and how informed that they were, and they had taught me a lot. So I was looking forward to learning more, and I assumed these people were telling me they'll treat you wonderful, they'll and I have a Muslim friend here who told me that a lot of Muslim families really feel like guests are a gift from God, so you just treat them like that, and I felt the whole time like I was getting all these gifts and blessings, like how can I be a blessing? I'm just coming and you're giving to me and giving to me. So I was really excited to go, so excited to go. I mean, I was just like crying, when I found out I would go. So my impressions of Islam completely changed after I met people who are Muslims. That was before I went to Turkey. But before I started taking classes in college about world religions and Islam, and before I met any Muslims, all I knew was what I saw on TV, which were negative things, which aren't true. So I think that the most important thing in my life was just interacting with people who were Muslims, they were like me. They were just people who wanted to live and be happy and love, and they were wonderful. So I was really excited to go to Turkey because I was expecting these wonderful people.
How did you feel there and when you saw people praying in mosques?
That's hard to describe. I appreciated a place where, 5 times a day you hear the azan, and it gets so busy here, and just it really struck me that this society has like 5 times a day there's like a reminder, to stop and leave everything and kind of come and be spend time with God and be spiritual, because that says a lot to me about the priorities of people there. And we were shopping one day, and the azan, we heard it, and all the doors are closing, locking, and they didn't mind that they were going to miss shoppers coming by to spend money because they wanted to pray. And I wish we had that here. I wish there was a time of day that everything shut down and everybody stopped and reflected and prayed, because I think it's really important and valuable. And I missed that when I came back here. I missed, I thought, I'll miss hearing that azan, because even though I didn't really pray in the mosque, we would go in and sit quietly and think, and I would have a chance to pray myself and reflect on the day myself. So I missed that when I came here, because it's just hustle, 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 and so I really appreciated that and respect their devotion.
And you want to tell him, what would be your message?
I would want to tell him, wow, probably lots of things, but I think I would want to just tell him thank you for his courage, because I think it takes a lot of courage to be different. And I'm sure he's been in a lot of situations that his interpretations of things were different than other people, and that for him to know that after he's not here anymore, that people will continue to work towards what he started. That I know I will, and I know that I will encourage everybody I know to. So for him to, I really hope that he knows, and maybe he's not worried about it as much, but I would really hope that he would know that we were going to continue what he's started, or that I'm going to try to continue what he started, and that I really thank him for his efforts. I really do, and I really admire him, and he's a good example. And I think if I could know someday that my life was an example to people, and that after I was gone, that because of my life people were going to continue to make the world better, I think that would be a really wonderful thing. So that's probably what I would tell him.
And is there anything that you want to share with us beyond these questions?
Well, like I was saying earlier about the generosity of the people, I just think I can't emphasize that enough, how much that has impacted me. And I think I'm still kind of sorting through everything, because we saw so many beautiful things and we met so many beautiful people, and I was changed so much. So I'm still kind of writing in my journal and thinking through those things. But I think the main thing that I came home from Turkey, like the impact that I had, it had on me, was just this generosity without expecting anything back, because that's kind of a new concept to me. So this concept of giving without expecting anything back and just being so happy just to give, I think I want to be more like that. And I think about that all the time. So that, I think, is something I really want to emphasize that I came back with from Turkey.
Thank you very much.